And here's the thing, all of this talk about food is making me hungry. And it's no wonder why. Pancakes are a firm favorite. And that's why I'm in the kitchen, because I'm so hungry and so ready for the pancakes. They're delicious, they're versatile. And you can have them for breakfast, you can have them for lunch or dinner. And today we're adding a mouth-watering festive season twist with Dumi Mokgwa in the kitchen. Hey, you are bringing every thing. Yonke miskat.
And the other thing is I'm keeping it sort of like gluten-free this side, because we're going to be making some gluten-free pancakes, and I'm using chickpea flour.
I've never heard of that twist.
Exactly.
So you're switching it up full on.
I'm switching it up. So I'm going to start by warming up my oil in a pan just while I get the mixture done.
So of course that's our BWELL canola oil, which is which comes with all the uniqueness of BWELL canola oil, combined with the taste of carefully selected extra virgin olive oils to produce, a quality oil with a beautiful olive taste profile, which you really do get to appreciate when you get to taste the flavors and the output of the food. Now, it's made exclusively using locally sourced GMO-free canola oil, which we love.
And now the base for this chickpea base or a pancake starts with our chickpea flour. I've added some baking powder. Into this, I'm adding some almond milk. So I'm just going to mix this up first, and then I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients. Now, I'm keeping it very simple, but the one thing I love is the flavors that we've got in here. So I've got the chickpea, and then I'm adding some apple cider vinegar, because this is just going to add the tartness to the recipe itself. But then we're also adding some honey.
Some honey to neutralize all of that, because you've got apple cider vinegar, and you want to make sure you get some honey in so that it's not too vinegary.
I like you. I like that you know this stuff.
I mean, pancakes are my thing, because I'm not one for complicated things in the kitchen, but when it comes to the simple stuff like pancakes, I can do that.
I've noticed.
I always make pancakes for my niece.
Now, we can't leave it like that. We have to have something to enjoy this with. Now, you're going to be making a butternut pesto that we're going to be enjoying this with.
Now this I've never done, all right? So tell me, what do I need to do here?
Perfect. You've got some butternut that's in there.
Which is
I'm going to ask you to add some of our BWELL oil to that as well, because we are going to
nice little glazing or sprinkle of our olive oil.
And then add some of our sage and some of our red onions and some rosemary to that.
So am I just throwing it on?
Just throw it all together, because what I love about the herbs we've added there is that you know that butternut is naturally sweet. I get it.
Yes.
So those herbs are in essence going to enhance the flavors that come from the butternut.
I love that.
Take it up a notch. So I'm going to start frying up my pancakes over here.
So how much of the onions do you want? Everything.
Yonk.
Okay, great. And then what do I do next?
What you do next is that we're going to put that into the oven. Let that bake up.
Some more of our BWELL canola oil in there, because you want to be generous.
I mean, why not, Waba? And then I'm going to put this in the oven to bake. We want it to roast, like, if you can look at this, we've made this a little earlier. It's got some of the specks of the, charredness. We want that, because that's additional flavor as well. So I'm going to put this on the highest at 190 to 200. Let that roast for about 10 to 15 minutes.
So you're letting it go.
Let it do its own thing. But right now you can actually start making the pesto for us. Like, with
what do I do now?
Most pestos will have like some nuts or have some. What we've done is we've also changed it up a bit. We've taken out the pine nuts and we've added some roasted hazelnuts.
Wow.
We've also got some parmesan that's going in there. We're going to add a bit of salt and pepper.
That richness is what you want to get coming across, right?
And guess what? Third use. Go in there with some of our
because you'll get nowhere without.
Exactly.
All
right. And then you're going to just blitz that all up. So you understand how we made our pancakes? We added some BWELL there. We're roasting our veggies. We've added some BWELL in there.
You see.
And now we're making the pesto. We're adding some BWELL.
When we talk about versatility, the versatility of that BWELL canola oil, this is where it really does come to the test. Okay.
See, what has happened then?
What's happened here is that I didn't have enough oil.
Not even.
Oh, okay.
The trick, whenever you're doing something like this, whenever you're lining up your blender.
Be a water boy.
Not even. Start with the dry ingredients at the bottom and the liquid on top, because then it's going to emulsify. Unless
so while that's happening, I must now, because I messed it up a little bit, right? A bit of water.
A little bit of water would help, And then I'm just going to go back to our flapjacks or our pancakes here. As you know, with most pancakes, before you can actually flip it over, you do want it to break the surface and have those air bubbles.
Yes.
So we're still going to let this sit for a bit before I flip it over. But you can continue here. We've got our flapjack or pancake.
Well, this is going.
Well, that is going.
Second time lucky.
Second time lucky. I've also got some halloumi kawara. We'll keep adding more water until it gets to the consistency
That's the
we want.
trick of it, yeah.
Because the whole idea is, with the pesto, you don't want it to be too runny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is.
You want it like nice and thick.
Yeah, you want it nice and thick, so you also don't want to add too much.
It actually is coming through nicely. It's nice and thick already. Yeah,
it's allowed because you also still want a bit of chunkiness. You want to be able to taste the ingredients
and get into them. Yes.
So it's as if the blender is saying to us, "Wait, it's enough. We don't want too much more." Now you can actually start scooping a bit more of this onto there. We've got our chickpea pancake. We've got some halloumi that's going to go on top of that.
So am I scooping our pesto onto there?
Onto there, Baba, and then that's basically it. The recipe is very simple.
It's done.
It's enjoyable.
Are you serious?
Now you've got the halloumi, you've got the flavors of the pesto, you've got the chickpea pancake on its own. Like, talk about flavor. That's all it is.
Ooh, look at that.
And you can still see that the red onion that we had in there.
Look
You
at
can
that.
still see the specks.
Man.
You see what I'm talking about? Kenya halloumi, Papa. Kenya halloumi mo oja, and that's I feel like that is flavor on flavor. Wrap it up.
Do you wrap it up?
Have a bite and
then get tasting time.
Tasting time.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, because this is pretty much the quickest way we've seen a twisted up sort of pancake be made. I'll tell you.
While you do that, I'm just going to show SA. Our pancake is nice and flipped. It's nice and golden brown. We let it break those air bubbles. If you want to get the recipe, just go onto expressoshow.com for all the information that we've got here, the steps, everything, until so you can stop chewing now. South Africa still wants to understand what's going on.
I'm understanding what's going on.
You're getting the flavors then, eh? All right, expressoshow.com for everything else.